Hey everybody, it's me, JC, aka Carlin Audio, and welcome to SUZ Podcast. Yay, everybody, yay at the same time, yay!
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 We are here to put on a show for y'all. This is a live recording of a script that we have all maybe glanced at a little bit here and there, maybe anxiously pored over line by line for the past couple of weeks or so as we've gotten ready for the show. And we want to thank you for being here tonight while we record it for y'all for the very first time. We're going to go through and talk about what this show is about. So this is SUZ Podcast. We are happy to have you here. This is a show regarding a Uber pool during the zombie apocalypse. A group of characters are gathered together randomly doing a ride share when suddenly zombies break out. And isn't that an interesting premise? So here we are, ready to record for y'all. I am JC, aka Carlin Audio. I'll be playing the role of Jude. And along with me tonight is Mr. Laveau. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mr. Laveau. I play the role of Chris.
Thank you very much. After that, we have Gingerbread Pig.
Hi, I'm Gingerbread Pig, and I play Mary.
And then we have the lovely Allie Cursor.
Hello, hello. I'm Allie, and I'll be playing the role of Pippa.
Thank you. And then we have, of course, Eris Serenity.
Howdy, my name is Eris Serenity, and I'll be playing Nikki.
Also part of the cast is Nomad Tales.
Hello, all. I'm Nomad, and I play Anthony.
Joining us tonight are two special guests who will be playing the role of Frank and Sally, news announcers. First off, we have Dade Audio.
Hey everybody, I'm Dade and I'm playing Frank.
And then we have crowd favorite, Shizu Rivera.
Hi, I'm Shizu Rivera, and I'll be playing Sally.
Also with us tonight are our backstage crew. We've got the writer and showrunner, Lexi, aka Sunny Scripts.
Oh, hi. I didn't know I was introducing me too. Hi, everyone.
We've also got, along with us tonight, Rubes Make Stuff.
Hi, hello. I'm Rubes. I make stuff including a bunch of the graphics for the show.
Rubes are probably got the fanciest title of all of us. They are the director of marketing.
Much
fancy.
deserved.
Exactly.
Also pretty fancy, the audio engineer. We've got Sound by Kess.
Hi, I'm Kess. Nice to
It's
see
a
y'all.
very good title.
So what is this? We all have a script before us. We're all going to start recording live for the very first time. We're going to go through the script. We're going to be doing a cold reading. Then we're going to be doing some actual takes. The current summary. Who would like to summarize what happened last episode?
That's probably my job, isn't it?
I just wanted to make everybody as tense and nervous as possible. Yeah.
Thank you. As if
Anybody's
we
willing
weren't
to.
enough
Anybody
already.
could do it.
Want to step on
You know,
anybody?
hold on. How about we do this? We pass the torch style. We start off with one person, and then each person says a line until we've summarized what happened last episode. It could be a good improv exercise to kind of loosen us up.
You want to test everyone to make sure they remember what
Okay.
happened last episode.
Maybe a little bit. Okay, I'll start. We were in a car where we find Chris, a student, listening to a professor talk about sociology. Chris is a driver of an Uber pool. And I pass the torch to Chris.
Okay. Afterwards, Chris picked up the likes of Mary and Pippa. Wait, first Jude, then Mary, then Pippa, before meeting with Anthony and Nikki. I passed the torch to Nikki herself.
Nikki gets in with Anthony, and we figure out everybody's kind of association with each other through some light banter before picking up finally the last eventful character on our stop, who was played by the wonderful Good Boy Audio's last time. And I'm going to hand it off to Mary.
Well, I believe that character's name was Joe. And
Y'all doing
Joe
so
was
good.
not feeling completely himself. It turned out that he had gotten into a little bit of a bitey brawl with a stranger directly before. So he starts foaming at the mouth and bleeding and turning and causing everybody a problem. We end up kicking him out of the car, where then he ends up ripping the guts out of a police officer, and then they both kind of stand up and saunter away. And I don't I think I got to the end.
And you
Yes, and
pass the torch.
I don't to
Oh no.
Oh
to
gosh.
Nomad, have you talked yet?
So then the credits rolled, and we all talked about how wonderful of a podcasting experience this had been.
Nomad, could you tell us a little bit about the characters? Do you remember any of the dynamics between the characters, how they know each other and whatnot?
Well, I know that Chris is driving the Uber pool. Jude is kind of just I don't want to call him quite a salary man, but he's basically just kind of a worker. He's coming back from a late night on shift. Mary and Pippa both are friends who are out for a night on the town. Anthony and Nikki are both friends who are years-long friends who were visiting for a bit of a holiday and a bit of work, I believe. And then, of course, there was Joe, the, now dead guy.
All right.
Rip.
Let's pass it to Allie. Allie, do you remember whether or not Anthony and Nikki are in a relationship? What do you think? And what does Pippa think?
I don't think they know.
Are Pippa and Mary in a relationship? Because a
Pippa.
lot of people have been asking about that.
Oh, well, as far as I know, they are just very good friends.
For
now.
now?
That-
Okay.
That's what
all
they
right.
all
know.
say.
And the last episode ended with us driving off in terror as we saw the very first patient zero take a little bite, and now the zombie apocalypse has fully spread, and that's where we find our cast today. They are now driving through, and it starts off with them listening to some announcers on the radio. So you're going to hear Dade and Shizu talking. Let's go ahead and pretend that pretend you hear like a radio filter over their voice. Y'all ready to do the cold reading?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Kess, Rubes, Lexi, y'all go and disappear. Ta-ta. Click, click, clack. Oop. All right. Let's go ahead and start recording. Everybody go ahead and click record on your local whatever.
Okay.
Test.
Test.
Okay. I think we're good.
Here we go. Cool.
Checking.
I don't know if we're good actually. Doesn't seem to be record.
Hello,
picking up.
hello.
Uh-oh.
No, I guess that works. I just gotta get a little closer to it maybe. Test. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. Everybody's recording. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and kick it off. Dade.
All right.
This is a cold read. We're just going to go all the way through.
Okay. So, breaking news. The world is ending.
Frank, that's not what the teleprompter says.
Fuck the teleprompter, Sally. The world is ending.
Dear listeners, the world is not ending. However, we are in a state of emergency. A virus of some sort is spreading through the general populace, inspiring violent, almost rabid behavior. We recommend you
Make peace with your gods.
stay inside, lock your doors,
Do drugs.
conserve water, and ration your food.
Get in one last good lay.
There's a slam as Sally knocks over her chair in anger.
Can you be serious for 1 second? Since the moment you waltzed in and started working at the station, you have been insensitive and irresponsible and unprofessional, on top of just being insufferable. Why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Why don't you make me?
There's a tense pause, followed by the sound of Frank's chair also being knocked over, and Frank and Sally making out sloppy-like. The radio broadcast quiets to a murmur to place the listener more presently in the car as our cast awkwardly listens, some in more distress than others. Pippa is leaning back as far as she can, nauseous. Nikki is leaning forward with her head between her knees, trying not to hyperventilate.
Christ, if we hear them fuck, I'm going to vomit again. And I don't want to do that all over Topher.
I think it's possible for you to vomit more than you already have.
First of all, through God, anything is possible. So jot that down.
Anthony laughs, also making Pippa laugh, and she quickly bolts out the car where faint retching can be heard.
I'll go hold back her hair, but maybe have that turned off when she's done. She wasn't kidding about anything being possible. She'll hurl more just to prove she can.
Mary gets out of the car and closes the door, muting the retching completely. Oh, it's me. I'm going to take her advice and turn this off if that's fine by you, Chris.
Shoot. Yeah, sure.
The radio murmur is silenced.
Sorry, I was only half listening. My family is in Bogota visiting our family. I can't get a hold of them. I don't know if that's because of regular reception bullshit or everything else.
I'm sure it's all the phone lines all jammed up. Nix and I can't get to our people either, but you know what they say, no news is good news.
It's the other way around.
Oh, hush, you. Breathe, like we practiced. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Then we can talk. Everyone else loves optimism and peace of mind. Like my man Jude. He's cool as... Like my man Jude. He's cool as a cucumber. Unless you're still sleepy.
Wide awake since we saw that old lady eating someone's eyeballs. More effective than caffeine. Too soon?
A bit, but I love the attempted humor. See, Nikki? That's what I'm talking about.
You're probably right. The only person tougher than my parents is my abuela. So they're probably just fine.
That's the spirit. Nothing takes down a... Grandma?
Grandma.
Chickenpox, gout, and a mountain lady try with mine without success. She can take on whatever this is.
Grammy Bess is a marvel. If a couple of schmucks like us can kick a zombie out to the curb, so can the people we love.
Not this again.
Mary and Pippa get back into the car and their seats, Pippa groaning miserably. Had a rough time out there? You sound like Joe did.
I feel like how he probably did too. Chris, do you have any water or gum or anything?
Yep, in the seat pockets in front of you.
I love you.
And for me, will you? We're heading out, Chris. Thank you for driving us this much. When our phones start working again, 5 stars. The biggest tip you've ever seen.
That's what she said. Sorry, not the time. Couldn't resist.
You're planning on going out there? Alone? No vehicle, no weapons, no armor?
Perish the thought, no armor.
Pips and I just want to get back home since we're local. She'll worry herself sick over her cat.
And I can appreciate that, but that doesn't mean you should be heading out that way on foot. We can't split up. That's practically the first rule of zombie disaster movie survival guide.
Any survival guide I've heard. Read.
Ignore him. Being a Romeo fanboy his whole life has rot his brain from the inside out. Tone's got it in his head that this is a zombie apocalypse he's been reading about since we were kids.
Yeah, Because that's what it is. If you weren't so hung up on details,
Which are important.
like patient zero, like infection type, like zombies versus Zeds, if you just process what we saw, which was someone biting someone else to death who then came back to life, what would you say that is?
A scientific and
Want me to give it a try?
epidemiological?
Yeah. Epidemiological.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I've never seen that word in my life. I learned something new today. A scientific and Okay, come on. A scientific and
You got it.
anomaly.
A 10:33.
Typical Friday.
Not my problem.
Fuck if I know.
Fuck if we know is right, Chris. But if you want to get all scientific and empirical, what can we infer? What can we hypothesize, Brainiac?
He has a point.
He doesn't have a point. He has a pipe dream. Ever since we were little, Tone's been swinging toy shovels, ready to decapitate. Tone's been swinging toy Ever since we were little, Tone's been swinging toy shovels, ready to decapitate the undead.
Really? How little?
Too little. We were latchkey kids with no parental controls on the cable box. The world was our bloody, gory oyster. Point is, if I didn't know better, I'd say he's having fun.
Don't say that. You'll make me sound crazy. People are dying. But I'm not going to be one of them because I've done my research.
I've done years of fire academy and EMT training, so I think I'll be okay.
She's got you there.
Mm-hmm. A good point.
Yeah, but does she have durable, bite-proof clothing? A mid-range weapon that can cut and or smash through skulls? A mental or physical map of the city so that you can get home when the cell phone towers metaphorically fall?
I have the last one.
Really?
In the glove compartment.
Why?
Anything worth doing is worth doing well. And I am a very good Uber driver.
Huh. If you don't get eaten by a zombie and get to live long enough to get old, please hold on to the enthusiasm and integrity. It's refreshing.
I'll try my best.
Grim. But I'll take it. Jude's on board. He knows what's up.
Really? That's disappointing, Jude. I expected you to have a better head on your shoulders.
Which is where I'd like it to stay. I don't much care whether those things outside are zombies, vampires, or smurfs. I care about whatever will keep me in here and them out there.
He also has a...
If you say point again, I'll point you in the direction of a zombie and push.
Aha! So you agree they are zombies?
Oh my god.
All right, expert. I can admit that something not altogether sensible is happening, and that taking off on our own wouldn't make much sense either. What do you suggest? Because we can't stay in this alley forever, and I don't think Chris could bear to run over a zombie should we find one. Should
I
one
really...
yes.
Oh. Okay. I really wouldn't. I would like to not have to do that.
And you won't have to. I'll make Anthony do it instead.
Hey!
He's not insured to drive Topher.
I'll pay for the repairs out of pocket, kiddo. We'll figure it out.
Can we figure out where we're going first? This alley is really gross.
In the movies, partly... in the movies, parties usually head towards somewhere with a lot of supplies. A panic buy mindset almost. Grocery stores, Costco's. The problem with those is that everyone does that. It leads to violence and competition and a bloodbath. A better option would be we go to one of our houses, which are smaller and more defensible. We're more isolated than a store, more comfortable, and still with a reasonable stockpile of food. Also, weapons. If any of you have any weapons, that would be great.
My studio wouldn't be that comfortable or isolated. It's not that well stocked with weapons either. Or food.
You look like you live in an IKEA showroom like the dude from Fight Club.
I am Joe's bachelor pad, poorly prepared for the end of days.
Jude's isn't a top priority location then. Sorry, man.
I'm cool with it.
And Nikki and I's places are a couple thousand miles away, so not ideal. What about you, Chris?
My place has 3 bedrooms. It's still in a pretty crowded apartment building. I can't say we had a ton of food either. We're also on the 11th floor, which I can't imagine helps.
And you would imagine correctly. Chris, I like the way you think.
Oh, we could.
Not going to your house.
Why? I've got a house with a fence, spare rooms, a relatively stocked pantry, and Gertie.
Who's Gertie?
Only the best furry feline friend a girl can ask for, and couldn't we use more friends in these trying times?
I mean,
Bare rooms with actual beds and several months of shelf-stable food and NREs and a generator.
I have futons.
I also have weapons, axes, guns, ammo.
do you have axes?
I have kitchen knives.
That you keep forgetting to get sharpened at the farmer's market.
I have dull kitchen knives.
We could put it to a vote for fairness' sake, if you like.
So, how do we get to your house, Mary? Can you point it out on the map?
Yeah. Jude, do you want to switch so I can navigate?
Please. There's a sound of doors, footsteps, and rustlings as Mary and Jude get out the car and switch seats.
Sorry, Pippa.
It's alright. Gertie's tough. She's always hated being an inside cat anyway, so she'll figure her way out.
All right. Are we ready to go? Is everyone buckled in?
Do we really need to be buckled in?
If you want to be safe and law-abiding, yes.
I don't know. If laws are even in place,
Bro, this is not a fight we will win, believe me. Do you want to die on the hill of unbuckled seatbelts?
Thus, the defeated click of seatbelts. The car starts running, and there's a loaded pause as the silence gives our cast time to think about the situation they're in.
I don't drive well in silence, you guys. Yeah, do you want to play a game or something? See if Spotify is working?
It's not.
I feel like we're all a little old for I Spy, don't you?
I could teach you guys more zombie lore. Romero's not all there is. There's themes of pollution in Train to Busan, the mycelium in The Last of Us. Don't get me started about World War Z.
We won't. I spy with my little eye something gray.
Is it cement?
Damn you!
You're good at this.
Nah, Nyx is just historically, hilariously bad at this game.
Well, we've got lots of time to get good. I spy.
Hey, pretty good. Nice cold read. We'll start back from the top. Shizu and Dade, sorry that you're basically at the top and then no longer. Thank you very much for sitting through with us. Couple things that I noticed. Let's try and pick up the pace trying to give like less space between lines, especially ones where we're cutting people off. Let's try and preempt that. Pig, I noticed there was a your voice is getting clipped just on the Discord, probably not in your local recording, but
Okay.
it sounds like basically the first half second whatever you say isn't coming through all the time. It's fine
Oh.
for the local recording for you. It'll be fine in the final audio, but here on the stream, it's kind of getting clipped a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know what to do about that. I haven't changed any settings since last time.
I think maybe just being closer to the mic might help.
Okay, let me try and scooch things a little bit.
A couple of pronunciation things. Romero, not Romeo. MREs, not MREs. That's all I could really think of in the moment. We'll probably try and pick up some stuff in mid-recording, but are we ready to start over at the top? Also, do we feel like it's better to have the narration bits narrated? Or should we just kind of give a slight pause and then go over that? Might be better for the audience, maybe? I don't know.
I'm good with a pause, honestly.
All right. We'll do it like we did last time where we're not reading the narration. I might stop us and have us record some sounds during those parts, though.
Okay.
So for this first bit, Dade and Sally, let's go ahead and we'll take a pause where Sally's chair is knocked over. Then we'll take a slight pause again after Frank says, "Why don't you make me?" And then go ahead and make sloppy makeout sounds together.
Great.
Have fun with that. We'll do a couple of takes of that. I'm sure that'll be fun and not at all awkward. And then we'll go straight into Pippa and Nikki's lines. All right. So, Dade, whenever you're ready, go ahead and start us off.
Hold on. Sorry, I had to adjust the mic in here. All right. So, breaking news. The world is ending.
Frank, that's not what the teleprompter says.
Fuck the teleprompter, Sally. The world is ending.
Dear listeners, the world is not ending. However, we are in a state of emergency. A virus of some sort is spreading through the general populace, inspiring violent, almost rabid behavior. We recommend you
Make peace with your gods.
stay inside, keep your doors locked,
Do drugs.
conserve water, and ration your food.
Get in one last good lay.
Can you be serious for 1 second? Since the moment you waltzed in and started working at the station, you have been insensitive and irresponsible and unprofessional, on top of just being insufferable. Why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Why don't you make me? Right, sloppy makeout noises here.
Yeah,
Oh,
please.
right, yeah.
Oh, good, good.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's delightful. Thank you.
Thank you, wonderful.
Let's try this again. Let's try and be a little more bombastic, even comical with it. Frank, you're done with life. You don't give a fuck anymore. Nothing matters. You're being loud. You're being bombastic. You're on the screen for what could very well be the last time. You don't give a shit. Sally, you've always hated Frank, and it's almost like you're overly angry at him. It's not just the fact that he's being lackadaisical. This is years of built up anger. So
Gotcha.
when you finally slam the chair down, you're exploding into, can you be serious for 1 second? You know, this is not just this moment. This is years of built up something. And then when you two come together, you smash into each other. All this built up, you think it's hate, and then it revealed that this whole time it's been sexual tension. And they smash into each other, loving and slapping around like walruses on the beach.
Okay. It works.
So you want it like louder and
Louder,
not the blood
sloppier,
kind of.
tongue.
Oh my god,
Licky
this is a bad day to
sounds.
live with my parents.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
you're going to do great.
It's gonna be great.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Mhm.
All right. Feel free to go as over the top comical as you like. This is going to be over a filter, so keep in mind you have to compensate for the filter. It's going to make you a little harder to understand. So you got to like really over enunciate.
Okay, so from the top.
Yes, please, whenever you're ready.
All right. So, breaking news: the world is ending.
Frank, that's not what the teleprompter says.
Fuck the teleprompter, Sally. The world is ending.
Dear listeners, the world is not ending. However, we are in a state of emergency. A virus of some sort is spreading through the general populace, inspiring violent, almost rabid behavior. We recommend you
Make peace with your gods.
stay inside, keep your doors locked,
Do drugs.
conserve water, and ration your food.
Get in one last good lay.
Can you be serious for 1 second? Since the moment you waltzed in and started working at the station, you have been insensitive and irresponsible and unprofessional, on top of just being insufferable. Why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Why don't you make me? And cue the make out.
Mm,
Mm, mm,
mm,
oh, mm, oh,
mm,
mm, oh, oh,
mm,
oh,
mm.
ah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. This time after Why Don't You Make Me, why don't you do a mental 3, 2, 1, go in your head, and then like try and crash into it at the same time. Let's try another take from the top. That was we'll That was amazing. Let's go ahead and we'll do 2 more of these, then you guys can be done for the night. Frank, take it
All
away.
right. So, breaking news: the world is ending.
Frank, that's not what the teleprompter says.
Fuck the teleprompter, Sally. The world is ending.
Dear listeners, the world is not ending. However, we are in a state of emergency. A virus of some sort is spreading through the general populace, inspiring violent, almost rabid behavior. We recommend you
Make peace with your gods.
stay inside, keep your doors locked,
Do drugs.
conserve water, and ration your food.
Get in one last good lay.
Can you be serious for 1 second? Since the moment you waltzed in and started working at the station, you have been insensitive and irresponsible and unprofessional, and on top of... Sorry, maybe.
Let's take it from, can you be serious for 1 second?
Yep. Can you be serious for 1 second? Since the moment you waltzed in and started working at the station, you have been insensitive and irresponsible and unprofessional, on top of just being insufferable. Why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Why don't you make me? Mm,
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 oh,
mm,
oh.
Beautiful, beautiful. Great. Thank you so much. All right. Let's do, that was great. Let's do one last take. Let's try and go even faster after the chair. Let's not give the chair as much time. And yeah, let's try and, really crash into each other at the same time. And feel free to like ad-lib some lines like, oh, spank it, oh, rip it. You know, like whatever you want to just feel free to go crazy. So this is the last take of the night.
Okay, so like you want to do she's just 2 after the why don't you make me, like 2 seconds, and then we'll just go into lewdness.
Yeah. That sounds great.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you so much. You're doing amazing, by the way. All right. On your mark, Dave.
All right. So, breaking news: the world is ending.
Frank, that's not what the teleprompter says.
Fuck the teleprompter, Sally. The world is ending.
Dear listeners, the world is not ending. However, we are in a state of emergency. A virus of some sort is spreading through the general populace, inspiring violent, almost rabid behavior. We recommend you
Make peace with your gods.
stay inside, keep your doors locked,
Do drugs.
conserve water, and ration your food.
Get in one last good lay.
Can you be serious for 1 second? Since the moment you waltzed in and started working at the station, you have been insensitive and irresponsible and unprofessional on top of just being insufferable. Why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Why don't you make me?
Yeah, Frank. Right there.
Hey, a round of applause for Shizu and Dade. Thank you so much for that. That is a wrap on Shizu and Dade for today's takes. Thank you so much.
Yay!
If you two would be so kind. Seriously, I've got chills. That was amazing. If you two would be so kind, we'd do a little Q&A afterwards. So feel free to hang out, mute up, whatever you want to do. As soon as we're done, we'll be doing a little Q&A with the chat. You are welcome to join us. And thank you again. That was amazing.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Thanks.
All right, we will take it from Pippa's line whenever you're ready. Just like last time, y'all. We got this.
Chris, if we hear them fuck, I'm going to vomit again. And I don't want to do that all over Topher.
I don't think it's possible for you to vomit more than you already have.
First of all, through God, anything is possible. So jot that down.
I'll go hold back her hair, but maybe have that turned off when she's done,
Let's
because
do a
she
cut.
wasn't
Let's
kidding
do a
about
cut right here.
Oh.
We need that narration part. So that's you. It's on you, Anthony, and then you trigger Pippa laughing.
Roger that.
So let's take it from the top, actually.
Chris, if we hear them fuck, I'm going to vomit again. And I don't want to do that all over Topher.
think it's possible, actually, for you to vomit more than you already have.
First of all, through God, anything is possible. So jot that down.
I'll go hold back her hair, but maybe have that turned off when she's done, because she wasn't kidding about anything being possible. She'll hurl just to prove she can.
All right, let's cut it right here. Let's take it once more, once again from first of all, through God, anything is possible, so jot that down. It's actually a reference to a It's Always Sunny line, which is, I'm not saying you have to do it this way, but the way it's said in that is, first of all, through God, anything is possible, so jot that down. I don't know if you want to do it that way, you don't have to, but it's a reference to that. Let's do Anthony laughs, Pippa laugh. Pippa laughing triggers you retching, and then you rush out the car. And then we'll go to Mary being like, I'll go hold back her hair, and then you leave after your line.
Should I start talking while she's still retching? I know it says it's going to be heard in the background.
No, because she starts retching, then she basically covers her mouth and runs out the car, and then you're staying behind for a second as she runs out, and you're watching her puke, and you're like, I'll go hold back her hair.
Yeah.
All right, so Allie, if you could please, from first of all.
First of all, through God, anything is possible. So jot that down.
Okay. I'll go hold back her hair, but maybe have that turned off when she's done. She wasn't kidding about anything being possible. She will hurl more just to prove that she can.
I'm gonna take her advice and turn this off. If that's fine by you, Chris?
Shoot. Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was only half listening. My family is in Bogota visiting their family. Well, sorry.
Let's take it actually from my
I
line.
was
I want to
only
redo.
half listening.
I want to redo my line as well. Let's go ahead and just take it from. I'm going to take her advice.
Okay.
And the first shoot is like you'd shoot like, oh shoot, I didn't realize you were speaking to me. Let's try that. I'm gonna take her advice and turn this off. If that's fine by you, Chris?
Shoot. Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was only half listening. My family is in Bogota visiting and I can't get a hold of them. That's because of regular reception bullshit or everything else.
I'm sure it's just the phone lines all jammed up. Nix and I can't get to our own people either, but you know what they say? No news is good news.
It's the other way around.
Oh, hush, you. Breathe like we practiced. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Then we can talk. Everyone else loves optimism and peace of mind. Like my man Jude. He's cool as a cucumber. Like my man Jude. He's cool as a cucumber. Unless you're still sleepy.
Wide awake since we saw that old lady eating someone's eyeballs. More effective than caffeine. Too soon?
A bit. But I love the attempt at humor. See, Nikki? This is what I'm talking about.
You're probably right. The only person tougher than my parents is my abuela, so they're probably just fine.
That's the spirit. Nothing takes down a... grandma?
Grandma.
Chickenpox, gout, and a mountain lion tried with mine without success. She could take on whatever this is.
Grammy Bess is a marvel. If a couple of schmucks like us can kick a zombie out to the curb, so can the people we love.
Not this again.
Had a rough time out there? You sound like Joe did.
I feel like how he probably did too. Chris, do you have any water or gum or anything?
Yep, in the seat pockets in front of you.
I love you.
Hey, grab one from me, will you? We're heading out, Chris. Thank you for driving us this much. When our phones are working again, 5 stars. Biggest tip you've ever seen.
That's what she said. Sorry, not the time. Couldn't resist.
You're planning on going out there? Alone? No vehicle, no armor, no weapons?
Perish the thought. No armor?
Well, Pips and I want to get back home since we're local, and she'll wear herself sick over her cat.
Can we take that again from you're planning to go out there? I want to try my line again.
You're planning on going out there? Alone? No vehicle, no weapons, no armor?
Perish the thought. No armor.
Well, Pips and I want to get back home since we're local, and she's gonna wear herself sick over her cat.
And I can appreciate that, but that doesn't mean you should be heading off that way on foot. We can't split up. That's practically the first rule of zombie disaster movie survival guide.
That's not any survival guide I've read.
Ignore him. Being a Romero fanboy his whole life has rotted his brain from the inside out. Tones got in his head that this is a zombie apocalypse that he's been reading about since we were kids.
Yeah, because that's what it is. If you weren't so hung up on the details...
Which are important.
Like patient 0, infection type like zombies versus Zeds. If you just process what we saw, which was somebody sick, biting someone else to death who then came back to life, what would you say that is?
A scientific and epidemiological anomaly.
1033?
Typical Friday?
Not my problem.
Fuck if I know.
Fuck if we...
Let's try that again. Let's try and be a little faster after each person's line. If you want to take it from... sorry, Anthony. I think you got to take it from the top of... Actually, I think we have to take it from... Yeah, because that's what it is. Let's just make
Yeah.
sure that when we get to what would you say that is, we're falling in step right after each person's line.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what it is. If you weren't so hung up on the details,
Which are important.
like patient zero, like infection type, like zombies versus Zeds, if you just process what we saw, which was someone sick biting someone else to death, who then came back to life, what would you say that is?
A scientific and epidemiological anomaly.
A 1033.
Typical Friday.
Not my problem.
Fuck if I know.
Fuck if we know is right, Chris. But if you want to get all scientific and empirical, what can we infer? What can we hypothesize, Brainiac?
He has a point.
No, he doesn't have a point. He has a pipe dream. Ever since we were little, Tones has been swinging toy shovels, ready to decapitate. No, he doesn't have a point. He has a pipe dream. Ever since we were little, Tones has been swinging toy shovels, ready to decapitate any of the undead.
Really? Oh, little.
Too little. We were latchkey kids with no parental controls on the cable box. The world was our bloody, gory oyster. Point is, if I didn't know better, I'd say he's having fun.
Don't say it like that. You'll make me sound crazy. People are dying, but I'm not going to be one of them. I've done my research.
I've done years of fire academy and EMT training, so I think I'll be okay.
Just got you there.
Mm-hmm. A good point.
Yeah, but does she have durable, bite-proof clothing? A mid-range weapon that can cut or smash through skulls? A mental or physical map of the city so you can get home when the cell towers metaphorically fall?
I have the last one.
Really?
In the glove compartment.
Why?
Anything worth doing is worth doing well, and I am a very good Uber driver.
Let's take it back from a mental or physical map. Chris, the way you're responding, I have the last one, is not saying you have you're not saying you have the last map. You're saying like, oh, I have the last one, because he makes a list of things. Like, oh, I have the map.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so Nomad, whenever you're ready. And thank you, Vo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but does she have durable, bite-proof clothing? A mid-range weapon that can cut and or smash through skulls? A mental or physical map of the city so you can get home when the cell phone towers metaphorically fall?
I have the last one.
Really?
In the glove compartment.
Why?
Anything worth doing is worth doing well, and I am a very good Uber driver.
If you don't get eaten by a zombie and get to live long enough to get old, please hold on to that enthusiasm and integrity. It's refreshing.
I'll try my best.
Grim. But I'll take it. Jude's on board. He knows what's up.
Disappointing, Jude. I expected you to have a better head on your shoulders.
Which is where I'd like it to stay. I don't much care whether those things outside are zombies, vampires, or smurfs. I care about whatever will keep me in here and them out there.
He also has a
If you say point again, I will point you in the direction of a zombie and push.
Aha! So you agree they are zombies?
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay. All right, expert. I can admit that something not altogether sensible is happening, and that taking off on our own wouldn't make much sense either, so... What do you suggest? Because we can't stay in this alley forever, and I don't think Chris could bear to run over a zombie should one find us.
I really wouldn't. I would like to not have to do that.
And you won't have to.
Eh.
I'll make Anthony do it instead.
Hey!
He's not insured to drive Topher.
I'll pay for the repairs out of pocket, kiddo. Figure it out.
Can we figure out where we're going first? This alley is really gross.
In the movies, parties usually head towards somewhere with a lot of supplies. A panic buy mindset almost. Grocery stores, Costco's. The problem with that, though, is that everyone does that, and it leads to violence and competition and a bloodbath. A better option would be to go to one of our houses, which are smaller and more defensible. Also more isolated than a store. More comfortable and with a reasonable stockpile of food. Also, weapons. If any of you have weapons, that'd be great.
My studio wouldn't be that comfortable. Or isolated. It's not that well stocked with weapons either. Or food.
Look like you live in an IKEA showroom like the dude from Fight Club.
I am Joe's bachelor pad, poorly prepared for the end of days.
Jude's isn't a top priority location then. Sorry, man.
I'm cool with it.
And Nikki and I's places are a couple thousand miles away. Not ideal. What about you, Chris?
My place has 3 bedrooms, but it's still a pretty crowded apartment building. I can't say we had a ton of food either. We're also on the 11th floor, which I can't imagine helps.
And you would imagine correctly, Chris. I like the way you think.
Oh, we could...
We are not going to your house.
Why? I've got a house with a fence, spare rooms, a relatively stocked pantry, and Gertie.
Who's Gertie?
Only the best furry feline friend a girl can ask for, and... Couldn't we use more friends in these trying times?
I mean...
No.
Bare rooms with actual beds, several months of shelf-stable food, and MREs, and a generator.
I have futons.
I also have weapons, axes, guns, ammo.
Do you have axes?
I have kitchen knives.
You keep forgetting to get sharpened at the farmer's market.
I have dull kitchen knives.
We could put it to a vote for fairness' sake, if you like.
So how do we get to your house, Mary? Can you point it out on the map?
Yeah. Jude, do you want to switch so I can navigate?
Please. There you go.
Sorry,
Oh.
Pippa.
It's alright. Gertie's tough. She's always hated being an inside cat anyway, so she'll find her way out.
All right. Are we ready to go? Is everyone buckled in?
Do we really need to be buckled in?
If you want to be safe and law-abiding citizens, yes.
I don't know if laws are even in place anymore.
Bro. This is not a fight we will win, believe me. Do you really want to die on the hill of unbuckled seatbelts? Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't drive well in silence, you guys. Do you want to play a game or something? See if Spotify's?
It's not.
I feel like we're all a little old for I Spy, don't you?
I could teach you guys more zombie lore. Romero's not all there is. There's themes of pollution in Train to Busan. There's mycelium in The Last of Us. Don't even get me started with World War Z.
We won't! Okay. I spy with my little eye something, gray.
It's the cement.
Damn you!
You're good at this.
Nah, Nyx is just historically, hilariously bad at this game.
Well, we've got lots of time to get good. I spy.
I think that was good. Y'all think that was good? I think that was good.
I think it's great.
All
I think
right.
that was fine.
Yeah, is that fun? Are there any spots y'all want to do over? Any spots that you think that we maybe could try another take on? Y'all want to make Shizu and Dade make out again? Just kidding.
No, please no.
1000%.
Oh, yeah.
If I laugh
Another cool
anymore,
night.
I will
For the
not
rest
have a
of my
voice
life.
for work tomorrow.
I regret writing that part. Please.
Regret nothing.
But it was so
That was
fun.
amazing, don't you dare.
All
That
right.
serotonin will carry me
You
for
guys
the
are
rest of the
fine.
week.
You don't need to do it again.
I think it was all good. I don't think there's any bits that we need to leave out, right? Or that we need to do
Okay.
over again. What do y'all think?
I think we're getting better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you again for letting me pick at your takes and letting me make you do things over and whatnot and being picky and being an asshole about it. Very appreciative. Y'all have been very professional
There you
tonight.
go again with the asshole.
I appreciate you all so much. So let's go ahead and go directly into our Q&A section. So for this part, for the next 20-ish minutes or so, if y'all have any questions for us, go ahead and fire away. In the meanwhile, while we wait for questions to pop up in chat, now that it's our second try, any takes, any thoughts, any takeaways?
I think I would get along very well with Mary.
The
The whole comment about I've got all the MREs, I've got the axes, I got the guns, I got the M's. Like, yeah, this, she knows what this is about. She knows what's up.
I sometimes
Sonny,
wonder.
have you been
MRE.
putting
I've
cameras
never
up
had
in our
one.
home?
I sometimes wonder if Lexi just wrote Jude as me. Am I Jude? Be honest.
I'm not sure about Jude, but Mary is low key based off of my boyfriend, so it just means that no man would get along well with my boyfriend.
Enderman.
Also probably
Thank
true.
Aww.
Buddies.
My boyfriend is the reason we have a gun in the house for the not for the zombie apocalypse, but it would be good in the zombie apocalypse. Yes.
All right, we got
I
a
like
couple
the
of questions
thinking.
popping up. Cheese and Wine asks, will Gertie reappear in the story?
Oh, there was so much Gertie love in both chats.
Yeah.
I underestimated how
Hashtag
much
save
this fan
Gertie.
bash
Just the
loves
mention of a
cats.
cat. Like,
Everybody loves cats.
We didn't
Yeah.
even meet the cat.
so
But
yes,
yes,
It's
yes,
still a
Gertie?
cat.
Yeah.
we will see Gertie, I promise. And I don't think this is a big spoiler. Nothing bad is going to happen to Gertie.
Thank
I'm not
goodness.
gonna hurt an animal. We're fine.
Good.
Gertie didn't start this whole thing.
Or
Because Gertie
maybe.
will finish
I saw
No.
someone in the chat say, "Oh, maybe Gertie's the cure."
Ooh.
Gertie will save the day.
Ooh.
We got a question for Lexi to Sunny. This is from Des Daydream. What was it like to come up with the story?
Stressful. Scary.
How so? Stressful and scary. Why?
Well, for the most part, the actual conception of it was not super hard. I went through this in last Q&A, but when we want to do the concept of a podcast that gets live recorded before a lovely viewing audience, I pitched a couple of ideas. This was the one that won between me and Carlin. So I lost my train of thought. Oh no. So the
what was it like to
conception
come
of
up
it
with the
is
story?
stressful. I mostly do like single speaker ASMR scripts. So this is a very big variance in production and character for me. But it's very fun.
But let's also not let Lexi undersell. Lexi's making it sound like they're running by the seat of their pants, but we're actually
Yeah.
already 7 episodes out.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Lexi's
I
doing
have a
the
lot of
skill.
anxiety.
Dade and Shizu are actually going to be our last guest stars for a little bit. We're going to be focusing on the main cast, character development, kind of playing off each other and learning the different dynamics between all the different characters. It's going to be fun. A little sneakity peek of what's to come.
Ooh.
Fun.
You have a question from Miss Diddles. Oh, great. Questions. What would your character's phone battery percentage be in this scenario?
I want to say 79% because Chris feels like he either has an in-vehicle charger or he just keeps his phone charged very well.
Definitely somewhere around the 50 mark. I was scrolling right up until the old lady got her eyeballs eaten.
Have hers in like the 80s. I feel like she's very prepared on any given night out, but I kind of feel like that's wrong. I feel like it might be lower than you would suspect, like in the 50s or something.
I kind of feel like Pippa's would be either 1% or she like uses Mary's phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that. Yeah.
Pippa's phone was dead before the zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
Too much checking the cat cam.
No.
Nikki has a portable battery that she brings with her. She's that anal. So hers is probably at 100% right now unplugged in.
And she is correct.
I am kind of. Yeah, you gave me a character I can relate very well with. Anal? Abso-fucking-lutely.
I feel like Jude's is like relatively high, but not because he's keeping it charged the whole time. He just doesn't use it. He's like too grumpy to be on his phone.
Which is fair. I think someone theorized that yours is pretty high earlier in one of the chats.
I think it's because mine is always high, like JC's, but
Yeah.
I feel like Jude isn't the type to carry, he doesn't care enough to carry around an extra charger, but he also just doesn't use his phone enough to actually burn too much battery.
That's me. That's me in real life.
We have a question from Fiona. It says, I have a question for everyone. Oh boy. All right, let's keep this to one sentence because this is for everybody here. How did you all get started in voice acting? You want to let's just go ahead and go clockwise from the top right. Frank or Dade?
I got into voice acting because of JC. It's all his fault.
You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy.
Gingerbread.
Lost my job at the start of the pandemic and I needed to pay my bills.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was fun.
Vo.
I was inspired by Castle Audios, and I was just never told to stop because everyone kept saying I'm good at it, and my now boyfriend just keeps encouraging me to keep doing it.
Nomad.
Didn't lose my job, but was really, really bored during the pandemic. Discovered audio roleplay and said, oh, I need something to do. Damn. And again, same thing. Nobody told me to stop, so I'm just going to keep doing it.
Allie.
I used to be really into the anime abridged dubbing community. So that's how I got into voice acting.
Really?
Basically, we would dub over anime episodes, but with like kind of parodic interpretations of the episode. So instead of somebody being like, I'm gonna run to the other side of the building, they'd say something like, I'm gonna blow your brains out on the tile floor, stuff like that. Like it would be like kind of just crazy. It's my shame.
Okay. Nice. For me, mine's pretty lame. I saw people doing it on Reddit, so I tried doing it, and then when I saw people liked it, I was just like, let me try moving it to YouTube, see if I can make a thing out of it. Simple as that. Eris.
Got bored during pandemic. Went and modded for Redacted. Went and then made scripts for other people. Then said, fuck it, I'm doing it myself.
Cool.
Love the energy.
And that's everybody. So let's just go into the next question.
Yo, wait, you missed one.
You missed one.
Shizu. Keep it short.
Shame.
Keeping it short, Shizu.
Shame.
We're keeping it short. Shizu, we're keeping it short.
It's JC's fault. He said I had a voice for this, so I blame him.
No.
All right. We got another question from... I'm glad you did. Let's see. Where did we leave off? So many questions. I was not expecting this many questions.
I can see it. Subdued Hughes or Katie is asked, kind of bouncing off of Nomad's previous comment. Which character do you think you'd get along with the most?
Oh.
Jude or
Probably
Pippa?
Nikki.
Jesus.
What was your answer, Dade?
I was just kidding. I said Washizu's character.
No, clearly.
Didn't even come up with the name, just she's his character.
Right.
Maybe Anthony. Personally, probably Anthony. I probably wouldn't like Jude because he's too much like me.
Aw.
Jude and Mary.
Would like Mary. I don't think Mary would like me very much.
Will you be Mary's Pippa?
Yeah.
Could
try.
Let's see. We got a question from Des Daydream says, will we be seeing Gertie in the future? The answer was yes.
We got
Jinjin.
one. Oh, sorry. The next one after Katie's was from Ms. Diddles. Question for the whole cast. If you were in an apocalypse together, what would each of your roles be? Weapons expert, medical, etc. I would die immediately.
Personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also done. Yeah, immediately. I'm not even like the zoom in and you see the death guy. I'm like
Already.
Death 47 in the background.
Oh, one of the
Designated screamer.
Just the random screens in the background.
The Wilhelm scream we had in the first episode. Yeah.
I would say base reconnaissance, but I have shit eyesight, so I'm just gonna say base caretaker.
Okay.
I think I could get maybe a block down, and then I think I would be outie by my own hand or likely someone else's. I can do the most basic of sewing. Like I can like sew a line and then knot it. So I would maybe try to sell that if like a group was looking for anybody for stitching or textiles. I would lie, but I would definitely die.
I have a nomad and he says I'm not allowed to die, so I would probably be medical. Also, I have a nomad, so I'm probably maybe getting a month or 2. Wait a minute, this is nomad. He runs on spite. Okay, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, no, you're stuck.
I think we're dating the same person. That's also what my boyfriend says.
Probably.
You have to fucking survive because otherwise then I become that weird drifter hermit that shows up and it's like 3 years into the apocalypse and you know everybody's
Everyone
a little
loves
worried.
the drifter hermit.
No, everyone does not.
Oh, so you
Thank
before we
you.
started dating. Okay. You just revert.
Yes.
Got a question from Jinjin. How did you pick who would voice each character? So it started off with a script. We had the first and maybe second script done before we started casting. And we just started looking at the people we know and thinking about who might fit the bill. You know, when we found out that Anthony would be kind of like a... I love you, buddy. A little bit of like a lore nerd, you know, kind of like, you know, like the person in the horror movie who knows all the tactics. I felt like Nomad might be a good fit. I feel like the casting is perfect across the board, which I realize is shitty now because I'm basically patting myself on the back. But basically, I felt like everybody here plays their character really well. Unintentional self-compliment.
Everyone here is amazing.
Miss Diddle says, if you were in an apocalypse there, what would each your roles be? We already got that. Des Daydream says, can we get those dull knives sharpened? I don't know. I don't think the farmer's market is going to be open right now.
Unfortunately not.
Got a question from Cheese and Wine. What are Anthony's top 3 zombie flicks? What do you think, Nomad?
Train to Busan, Zombieland, and I'm thinking Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Like let's go to the classic. Let's go to the original.
Fun.
Excellent choices. Do you remember what I gave him last time? I think I gave him Night of the Living Dead. Did I? No, I gave you One Cut of the Dead. My guess was off.
I'm just giving you my 3 favorite zombie movies for also being kind of fair.
We got a question from Artie. Question for everyone. What would your character be? What would the first thing your character instinctively grab from their own home? What's your first instincts after the announcement? Let's go ahead and start with our newscasters. What's the first thing Frank would grab as soon as he realized there was a zombie apocalypse?
Whiskey.
I know it. I knew it.
You
That
can
is
tell,
what I
or
imagined.
maybe the crack pipe. I don't know. Something. Well,
What about Sally?
By the sounds of it, she's trying to pretend it doesn't happen until Frank gives her a reason to not. But at this point, I think maybe not the start of the apocalypse, but at this point, Frank, you coming home?
Hey.
Because that's what I'm grabbing.
Okay. What would Nikki grab? What would be the first thing Nikki grabs?
Nikki's anal, so she always has a ready-to-go bag, like for any situation. Overnight, ready-to-go bag. Getting stuck somewhere, ready-to-go bag. She's grabbing the ready-to-go bag.
Anthony?
Oh, he 1000% has a zombie survival kit that he's put together. It's been sitting in the back of a closet for umpteen years, and this is excitement. It's my time to shine. He's grabbing this thing, going out the door, happy as a clam.
Mary?
I feel so unqualified to answer what like an actual EMT would to grab. I think she would also probably have a to-go bag of sorts. Otherwise, I want to say like a water bottle because that's healthy.
Okay. I think Jude would grab a noose. Pippa?
Oh my god. How do I follow from that? Wow. Gee. I would probably bring like, I don't know, like a leather jacket or just like a jacket because it gets cold out there.
Okay. And Chris?
If he didn't have his phone on him, it'd probably be his phone. But if he does, probably something that reminds him of his family.
Oh, that's nice.
The youths and their phones.
All right. We got a couple of questions in chat. We also got to start closing up. Are there any questions y'all see that you want to ask? Or any questions you have for each other or anybody here?
I have a question for Lexi, actually.
Oh god. Okay.
Will I get to speak more Spanish in the future?
Absolutely. We can work that out. This has been limited by my own non-existent knowledge of Spanish, but I do anticipate as you get a little bit more comfortable with the cast and the surroundings that we will incorporate a little bit more of your Spanish into it. Yeah.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody's
Which you will have to work with me on. I only know the Spanish word for trash.
I will do my best. I don't know if it will translate well because of different regions, but I will try.
I want to try and make sure everybody's question gets mentioned. Maybe we can just power through a couple of them. Will Spotify ever work? Asked this Daydream. Will there be karaoke? This is still on YouTube, so probably not anything copywritten. So probably maybe no Spotify. Beast Tamer asks, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to be like, and I don't know how to write songs, so probably not.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not writing an original song for this. Beast Tamer 9 asks, which character is most likely to push someone towards a zombie and start running? Joe. But he's already dead. I don't think anyone here would.
I have a guess. It's going to be an evil guess, though.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to say Nikki, but wait, hold on before anyone crucifies me. It's Nikki.
Wow.
Because it's Nikki simply for character growth, and she has to learn.
Okay. You know, kind of building off that character growth thing, I'm really surprised that when I said the first thing, what would be the first thing you grabbed? I thought Nikki would say Anthony. I thought Anthony would say Nikki. I thought Pippa would say Mary. I thought Mary would say Pippa. And I thought Chris would say Topher.
Well, he's
I feel like those are just givens, and also people aren't things; they're people.
That's a good point.
Well, they are things if you use them. We got the next question here from
Oh my god. Okay, wow.
And I thought
The
I
real
was bad
SUZ
tonight. You
villain
took the
is
cake.
is Jude.
I do think our characters are going to be different by the end of the show. Like, I think current Jude would grab a noose. I don't know if later Jude might. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, so Jinjin asks, which character do you all think would be the first one to be bitten/die and the last person to be bitten/die? Jude would walk into it.
Wow. Okay.
But I think the
Again,
survivor, it's tough. It's between Anthony and Mary, I think.
I think it's Mary.
Yeah, I think Anthony does a hero play.
He's got a heart of gold. He's got the energy. She's got the actual hardware and the skill.
I think the first person to die. It's Anthony, and the last person to die. I want to say the last person who will probably die is Jude, simply because it'd be dramatic.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, Chris wants you to be alone.
I already am.
Yeah.
That's after you've rediscovered your like lust for life.
Right, exactly. Listen, first, Anthony dies and the group loses their lore nerd, and thus they're left by themselves to just basically without their sunshine dog. And then eventually, Jude just realizes, you know what? Maybe I do want to give this thing a try.
And then 20 minutes later gets eaten.
Chris helps him. Chris helps him realize that he wants to live, and then it becomes a moment where it's either one or them, one or the other. Just Jude and Chris, last people standing. Jude makes a play to save Chris, and then Chris is like, "No, you finally got your will to live." And Chris does a freaking Armageddon movie and pushes Jude out of the way, and Jude has to watch Chris die, and he's like, "You have to live."
Exactly.
Oh my god, it's so dramatic.
Listen, we're writing the show.
There's already 7
Might I
episodes. I don't know if
float
that happens.
An idea that the last remaining survivor is actually
Gertie.
Topher the car.
Oh, okay.
And then
And
you don't have
Gertie's in
people
it.
anymore. You have a kind of a Cars spin-off universe.
Oh,
and that's how that starts.
shit.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Cars AU.
We all moved to Radiator Springs.
Oh no, not the Pixar theory.
Aria POV asks, if your character was alone in the apocalypse, how long would you give them to survive? Moments.
Months, and dies as soon as he finds a group to actually settle in.
Honestly, she might just
Actually,
nap
weeks.
through it.
Pippa wakes up and 28 days later.
Where'd everybody go?
The zombies think she's already dead.
Des asks, I know that guests will be put on hold for a bit, but will we be seeing any future characters with a bunker or any apocalyptic preparation? If that is a spoiler question, you don't need to answer. We got something like that lined up. We got something like that cooking. Got some situations.
Situations, concepts, ideas.
Lexi and I are big fans of the zombie genre, and we know all the different takes. So we'll be doing our own comedy horror version takes of each of the famous tropes.
I watched the 28 Days Later movies in preparation for this.
I think we're all... Oh, no, we got one more. Miss Little says, Mary mentioned sewing, but what other marketable apocalypse talents does everyone else have?
I am small. I can get into small places because I'm small.
Ventilation.
We're talking about our characters or ourselves?
That's the thing.
I think they're asking VAs.
Oh.
Okay, so if it's
I'm not sure.
VAs and what marketable skills we have.
Leatherworking, survival training, gunsmithing, and general knowledge of not dying.
That feels like a lie.
I wish. Honest to God, some days I wish.
I mean, Nomad streams it. There's video proof.
There's actually.
Eris, I
Oh,
think we're
okay,
dating
then.
the same person.
Oh.
This is why I'm not
What
dying in the
marketable skills
apocalypse.
do
It's
I
not
have?
because of my skills.
a shame. My boyfriend won't let me do
Listen.
apocalypse. I tried.
Y'all ever play Jet Grind
I
Radio?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like that radio station guy who's kind of like the leader of the revolution, kind of like hidden in a radio station, and that'd be me.
You know
That's
what? We
right.
do need those.
I'd have some kind of like radio cult, and people like calling in survivors and.
Actually, I figured out mine. I'm
What's that?
very good at cleaning, and that's what people underestimate in the zombie apocalypse. You need to have someone who's really good at cleaning things. Otherwise, people are gonna get sick, and then they're
Infections,
gonna
yeah,
die of
yeah.
infections.
Mhm.
And if not, then my abilities as the head of marketing, my job, are just basically useless here.
Jinjin asks, is the info at the bottom of the card the characters go to or the VAs go to? The character for sure. Yeah.
Which we will be changing every episode or every stream, so look out for that. Very fun.
Lexi found that out like an hour before stream and was not very happy to find that out so late. But thank you very
It
much
was
for
not
writing
fun at the
these.
moment.
It's a cool idea.
All right, I think that is the last of the questions. I think we're all good. And I think this is the perfect time to wrap it up. So thanks everybody for coming. A huge thanks again to our guest voice actors, Dade and Shizu, for playing a rousing and an arousing Frank and Sally. Big thank you to our backstage crew, Sound by Cass, Rubes, Lexi. Y'all have been like working tirelessly to get this production on the road, and thank you so much for everything that you've been doing. Huge thanks to the cast for being here and for taking a chance on this weird random ride we're all on, and it's really cool, and it's a true honor to be up here with y'all recording. Big thanks to everybody here, to Gingerbread Pig, to Nomad's Tales, to Eris Serenity, to Ali Cursor, to Mr. Laveau, and to that dashing, handsome director producer. Who's that guy?
I roll.
A quick reminder that this is the last chance for you to watch this episode for free. The next session is going to be on February 12th, the second and fourth Wednesday of each month. That one is going to be completely behind the Patreon paywall. But if you sign up now, up until midnight tonight, you get 50% off your first month using the code RIPJoe. So if you sign up tonight, you get your 50% off your first month at either of the tiers. If you want to watch these, you want to continue watching these live recordings, and we strongly suggest you do, sign up now on Patreon. That's patreon.com/C/SUZ Podcast. You can find us there and most social network places. And as is our new tradition, I do believe that it was Lexi who wanted to sing our new outro song. So go ahead, Lexi, whenever you're ready, please.
Yay.
My chance to sing Defying Gravity. Let's go. I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. I don't have the end stream button. That's my bad. Let me go.
Let me go.
Let me go.
Thank you so much for coming, everybody. This has been amazing. This has been so much fun. We'll see you later. Bye. And see you in the next one.
Bye.
RIP Joe, Patreon. Go sign up. You get 50% off.
Bye.